Hello and welcome. Okay, so I hope everyone's feeling okay. I hope you're all keeping well and keeping active and looking after yourselves and looking after each other. Okay, so this is our third video of our yoga poses. So today what we're going to do is 2 yoga poses. One being one of my absolute all-time favourite yoga poses, I'll be honest with you. I do have a lot of good yoga poses which I really love, but this one I love one of the most. And that one is Untitled Chapter, which means extended triangle pose. Then we're going to do Tadasana, which means revolving easy pose. How's that sound? Alright, good. Now, the only thing that you may possibly need, I'll modify these so you shouldn't need too much, but if you do happen to have a yoga brick or even a couple of books to sit on if you need them for your revolving easy pose, okay? Now, if you do have a yoga brick, then we can use the yoga brick for extended triangle pose, which is the pose that we're going to go into first of all. So if you do have hold of a yoga brick, then grab your yoga brick. Don't worry if not, because I'm going to modify this to using the yoga brick to not using the yoga brick. Okay, now remember to listen to your body, do what you can do, ease off any time you need to, and if you feel any pain whatsoever, then stop what you're doing or just ease off a little bit. Be so mindful about this. Okay, so first of all, I hope you remembered your Tadasana, your mountain pose. So standing in mountain pose, heels together, big toes together, lower back issues, knees and feet hip distance apart. Toes are free, lift the toes up, spread the toes out, place the toes back down, gives us that nice wide base for a mountain pose. Lift the instep ever so slightly. Engage with the quads to get the kneecaps lifted, legs nice and strong. Draw the navel into the spine, connect to those abs, lift the chest up and away from the belly button, roll the shoulders back and down. Okay, step or jump your feet to about 3.5 to 4 foot. Now, I'd like to turn your right foot out. As you turn your right foot out, I'd like to line up the right heel and your left instep. So give us a heel and instep alignment. Now, with the heel and instep alignment, if you've got a block in hand, then bend the right leg, place a block on the inside of your right foot, lengthways up and then straighten up the right leg. With a heel and instep alignment, your hips are square between those legs. Don't let your hips rotate the right hand side, okay? Hips should face the front. Now, if anybody suffers from hypermobility, then I want a slight bend in the right knee. If you do not suffer from hypermobility, then your right leg should be straight and not bent. Just make sure, however, that your right leg does not bend like a banana, okay, bending backwards, okay. We don't want that leg to be going backwards. That's going to be hyperextending, causing pressure into the knee. So if that is the case, then a slight bend in the right knee, okay. Heel, instep, hips square. Now option 1, hands on hips. Option 1 is a side bend to your right hand side, keeping the left shoulder back. If this is enough for you, this is as far as you go. Okay, this is option 1. Option 2 is to raise the arms up to shoulder height, palms down, shoulders down. If the arms are raised, inhale to prepare as you exhale, reach the right hand over the right leg, right foot. Take the right hand either down to your right thigh or maybe to your right shin. Now, if you're going to go lower than your shin, if you have a yoga brick, then maybe down to your yoga brick. If you are going to go lower than your yoga brick though, like down to the foot or down to the floor, make sure you do not collapse for the abdominals. Your chest does not face the floor. You're not rounding to the spine, you're not in front of your feet, and your left arm is not out in front. If that is the case right now, then take the right hand higher up the right shin or even right thigh. I want that left shoulder back. And as you look down, head and right shoulder over the right leg, right foot. Legs are straight, legs are strong, and the breath is relaxed. Now, with the option of your left hand on the left hip, or we could extend the left arm to the ceiling. If the arm is extended, make sure your left arm extends directly up. So not behind, not in front, hand on the hip or arm directly to the ceiling. Maintaining straight, strong legs relaxed through the breath. We could either look down to the floor to check we're over that right leg, right foot. Or we could just look in front. Or we could turn their head as we look towards the ceiling. So this brings us into Untitled Tadasana, extended triangle pose. From your extended triangle pose, inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, hinge from those hips as you bring it back up. Release those arms, step those feet together. And how good does that feel? All right, I know. All right, shake the legs out, ease off ankles, knees and hips, anything that feels a little tender. Give the shoulders a bit of a roll. Any tension anywhere else, just shake it all out. Right, other side. Okay, so if you do have your yoga brick, take hold of your yoga brick. From your mountain pose, step or jump your feet to about 3.5 to 4 foot, turning the left foot out. As you turn your left foot out, line up that left heel, right instep, heel instep alignment. Block in hand, then bend the left leg. Place the block inside of your left foot, lengthways up and then straighten up that left leg. Hypermobility, slight bend in that left knee. No hypermobility or no pain in your left leg, then your left leg should be straight and not bent. Hips square between those legs, shoulders back and down. Option 1, hands on hips. Option 1, your side bend to your left hand side, keeping the right shoulder back. If this is enough for you, this is as far as you go. Okay, option 2. To bring the arms up to shoulder height, palms down, shoulders down. If the arms are raised, inhale to prepare as you exhale. Reach the left hand over the left leg, left foot. Take the left hand either down to your left thigh, maybe to your left shin. Once again, if you have a yoga brick, maybe to your yoga brick. If you're going to go lower than the shin or your yoga brick, like down to the foot or down to the floor, make sure you do not collapse those abdominals. Your chest does not face the floor. You're not rounding for the spine. You're not in front of your feet and your right arm is not out in front. Once again, if that is the case right now, take the left hand high up the left shin or even left thigh. I want that right shoulder back. Your head and left shoulder over the left leg, left foot. Legs are straight, legs are strong, the breath is relaxed. With the option of your right hand on the hip, or we could extend the right arm to the ceiling. If the arm is extended, make sure your arm extends directly up, so not behind, not in front, hand on hip or arm directly to the ceiling. We can either look down to the floor to check we're over that left leg, left foot. We could just look in front, or we could turn their head as we look towards the ceiling. So once again, bringing those into Untitled Tadasana, extended triangle pose. From your extended triangle pose, inhale to prepare as you exhale, hinge from those hips as you bring it back up. Release those arms, step those feet together. Once again, how good does that feel? Shake the legs out, ease off ankles, knees and hips, anything that feels a little tender. Give the shoulders a roll. All right, okay, any tension, anywhere else, just shake it all out. Right then, so you're now going to have a sit down. You may be relieved to know. So I'd like to sit yourselves down. Now, on our last video, we did Paschimottanasana, intense west stretch of that seated fold. Okay, today we're going to do Parivrtta, which means revolving easy pose. How's that sound? Okay, now, unfortunately, easy pose is not easy for everybody. Okay, so your easy pose would be sat in a cross-legged position, and we'll start right leg in front of your left leg first of all, just sat cross-legged. Now, your alternative, if that's not happening, don't panic, okay, don't worry. You could sit into Tadasana, into staff pose like we did on our last video, with those legs just lengthened out, okay? So if you need to, sat into staff pose, kneecaps on top, toes pointing up. If this does feel okay though, sat into Tadasana, easy pose, right leg in front of your left leg, sat in your cross-leg position. Now if you need to, if you've got a yoga brick or some books, you could sit onto your yoga brick or some books if that feels a bit comfier for you, okay? If you don't need to sit in a yoga brick or books though, you might want your yoga brick or your book to your right hand side, and that's to place your fingertips or your palm onto to prevent you from collapsing down to the right hand side. Now if you are sat in Tadasana, and if there is any discomfort in your ankles, if you've got a cushion or a fold up towel, you could place that underneath your ankles to give yourself a bit more comfort. Okay. Sit tall, shoulders down. We're going to take the left hand to the right knee, right arm to the side, right fingertips, right palm on the yoga brick, book, or even the floor. Make sure you're not collapsing down to the right hand side. Sit tall, shoulders down, inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, turn the body to your right hand side. And as you turn to your right hand side, lengthen up for the spine. Lengthen up for the crown of the head as you sit nice and tall, shoulders down and a breath relaxed. And if all this feels okay for you, to turn the head as the head looks over the right shoulder. And as you lengthen up for the spine, lengthening up for the crown of the head as you sit nice and tall. Then inhale to prepare. As you exhale, release from that twist. And how good did that feel? Okay, right, release those legs. Discomfort in the hips, the knees, the ankles, then flex those joints. Flex the hips, flex the knees, flex the ankles. Get the fluids just moving around those joints. Okay, other side. Option Dandasana, staff pose, kneecaps on top, toes pointing up. Option Tadasana, easy pose, left leg in front of your right leg, sat in your cross-leg position. If you need to sit in a yoga brick or a book, sit on your yoga brick or book. If not, your yoga brick or book to your left-hand side. Discomfort in the ankles, place something to give yourselves a bit more cushion, rolled up mat or a towel or anything like that. Sit tall, shoulders down. Okay, let's take the right hand to your left knee, left arm to the side, left fingertips, left palm on the block or the floor. Make sure you're not collapsing down to the left hand side. Sit tall, shoulders down. Inhale to prepare as you exhale. Turn the body to your left hand side. So as you turn to your left hand side, lengthening up the spine, lengthening up the crown of the head as you sit nice and tall. Shoulders down and a breath relaxed. Once again, as you come into your revolving easy pose, a revolving staff pose, if all this feels okay for you, to turn the head as the head looks over the left shoulder. And as you lengthen up the spine, lengthening up the crown of the head as you sit nice and tall. Then inhale to prepare. As you exhale, release from that twist. Give the shoulder roll if there is any tension in those shoulders, and time to release those legs. Discomfort in the hips, the knees, the ankles, then flex those joints. Flex the hips, flex the knees, flex the ankles. Get the fluids just moving around those joints. Well, thank you so much for joining me for today's session. Okay, I hope you really enjoyed those two yoga poses, two of my favourites as well. I love those stretches. Remember, keep practicing, do your homework, keep doing the videos, and it'll all get easier over time. In the meantime, look after yourselves, take care, look after each other, and thank you very much.